Stop repeating the past. If you want your life to get better, then you need to stop repeating the past and doing things that are stopping you from making any progress in life. I mean, so often people don't realize that their own habits and routines are exactly what's holding them back. Now, that won't always be the case, but it's probably the case like over 90% of the time. We end up holding ourselves back and we don't even realize it. So if you want your life to change and you feel like it's not changing in the way that you want it to, or on the timeline that you want it to, take a step back and think about whether or not your habits and your routines are actually holding you back and preventing you from creating the life you desire. This is incredibly important because you just have to realize how much autonomy and control you actually have in where you end up in life. A lot of people like to say that everything, or how do I put it? They like to say that life happens to them and not that they create their life. But I mean, sure, you can drill it down to there being a lot of external factors you can't control in your life, but at the same time, there are plenty of situations where even though you can't control external factors, you can control which ones you keep in your life, which ones you allow to continue existing. For instance, if you don't like the area that you live in, you don't need to stay there. You can leave, you can find somewhere better. If you feel like the place you live doesn't have enough opportunities, yet again, you can move somewhere else that has more opportunities. There are always things you can do to change the external factors impacting your life. So we have a lot more autonomy and control in where we end up in life than we realize. It's just, I get that there are some arguments you can make that are outliers, but look, that's not going to be the case for the vast majority of us. So yeah, realize how much control you actually have in your life. If you want your life to get better, stop repeating the past. Stop doing what you've already done for months and months that hasn't led to you making any progress in life. Stop repeating your old routines, especially. This is so important. Stop keeping people in your life just because you have a history with them or just because they feel familiar to you. If somebody isn't contributing to your life in a positive manner, and I don't mean like you should have transactional relationships where you're benefiting in some like tangible way from the other person. I just mean you should have people in your life who are positive, who uplift you, who push you to become better, or at least just are good influences on you. And if that's not the case, why do you have these people in your life? One of my favorite examples, because of how freaking common it is just how many people continue talking to their exes who weren't any good for them, or they continue to be hung up on an ex who wasn't any good for them. And while I get that we can't really deny our feelings, but you should allow logic to overrule them at some point. If somebody isn't any good for you, why the hell are you going to keep talking to them and keep including them in your life? Why are you going to even think about getting back with an ex when it already didn't work the first time? You really think this time is going to be any different? Boy, do I have a bridge to sell you if you believe that, because there are very specific circumstances that could potentially lead to things working again with an ex. But if those circumstances aren't met, 99% of the time, you're just going to repeat the past with them, and 6 months down the road, both of you are going to fall back into your old routines and patterns that you previously had the last time you were in a relationship, and it'll likely end up failing again. So all you'll do is waste your time and repeat the past, and during that span, however long it lasts, you'll miss out on the opportunity to meet other great people who would be a good match for you. So we all just need to aim to not repeat the past. Aim to make changes, real life changes, and then stick with them. Change your habits, change your routine, and figure out what you can do that can help you get closer to the life you desire. And then do that. Just have the courage to be consistent with it and to follow through on it. And I've already made plenty of videos on consistency and discipline, so feel free to look those up if you feel like it's tough to make new habits, because it's really only hard at first, and then after a while it becomes literally your new routine. Like, it actually gets to a point where it'd be difficult to stop doing them. So you just need to get past that initial hump of time where you're learning a new routine, one that's a bit unfamiliar, but over time it becomes so familiar that, yeah, it's difficult to break. But seriously, we all just need to aim to stop repeating the past. If what you're currently doing is not working, if you're not making the progress that you desire, you don't need to continue doing what you're doing if it's not working at all. What is that quote? There's a quote, I think it's by Einstein. I don't know, it's probably misattributed. Everybody equates quotes to Einstein, but it's something along the lines of insanity is repeating the past over and over again and thinking that things will change. Something like that. I butchered the quote, but you all know the one I'm talking about. So don't allow yourself to fall under that definition of insanity. If things are not working and you're constantly doing that same thing, you're going to get the same results you've always gotten, which is things not being all that great. So start making real changes, and then your life can finally get on track to where you wish it was, or will be. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have for you guys in this video. I truly hope you enjoyed this one. It was a bit more of tough love, but so many of us need to hear it because, yeah, I mean, I even wish I could show this video to some of the people I care about in my life currently who are going down this road themselves, but what can you do? Yeah, people just really love repeating the past because it's so familiar to them, and yet they don't even stop and realize that's just wasting their time. And we don't get a whole lot of time. Time is the most valuable resource out there, right? It's the one thing that you can't get more of. You can get more money, you can get more material possessions, all that jazz, but you can't get more time. So just make sure you don't repeat the past. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more like it. Otherwise, just throw a like and a comment on the video for the algorithm, and I will see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.